If many of the teammates have come up to you or not, but clearly with your playoff experience, have you been able to share? And can you share with us maybe some of the messages and advice you're passing along?
Yeah, I mean, these are the games that are obviously exciting. It's one game at a time, really. That's all it comes down to. And obviously, you kind of learn some things throughout the series, make adjustments, and at the end of the day, you play for the guy in the room next to you, and just leave it all out there. There's, you don't want to hesitate in a game like this. You want to be on your toes, be aggressive, and just it's exciting. These are the games that are exciting. You play for, and we're just everyone's got to bring good effort tonight. And saying that, obviously, when you're on the other side of things, it's you're always looking to close out a series, so it's going to be a hard-fought game tonight.
Internally, how difficult, or is it even difficult, to resist the temptation to look at having to win 3 in a row as opposed to everything you just described there? Because we are only human.
Well, of course, you look at it and you obviously think, it's no question a tough task, especially, a team that, is playing pretty well right now. They're a deep team, good forward group, great goaltending right now, and they got their best D-man back. So tough task for sure, but you kind of dumb it down a little bit almost and just kind of think of one thing at a time. And tonight, I think try to get off to a good start and kind of go from there, and just try to everyone gel together, work together, and you go from there. I mean, you're not thinking. There's no point thinking about the next one. You got to think about the start tonight and go from there.
Benefits to survive in that game or 7 pressure cooker like the way you guys did in round 1.
Well, I mean, obviously there's adversity in that game for sure, and it doesn't matter obviously what the score is. Different times of the game is. I think if we all continue to stick to our structure and lean on the guy next to you, and everyone just kind of chip away and do their job. Obviously, we found a way to get a result. So I think at the end of the day, it's one to have in your back pocket that you can kind of lean on. And now every guy in this room has got that experience. And saying that, it's a new challenge tonight, new team, new opponent. But there's no question that you can kind of look back at that one and know that you've been able to do it before.
In your own personal playoff history, do you recall some times when you've been down 3-1, and were there times where that worked out for you?
Yeah, I mean, I can't think of any specific series. I'd probably have to go back and think about it. I haven't spent much time thinking about it. But, I mean, anytime you make a run, I don't have any numbers in front of me or looked at them, but I would have to assume that team's going to win. There's adversity throughout the playoffs, and that's different kinds, whether it's you're down in a game or, you got to guys are injured, other guys got to fill in, or you're down in the series. If you want to, win the ultimate prize, obviously there's tons of adversity, and that's why it's so hard to win. So, it's no different tonight. Everyone's got to step up and play for one another. And like I said, it's going to be a tough challenge, but, we obviously love playing on home ice, and it's exciting to have our crowd behind us.
Being a veteran guy, can you take us through what the conversation is like when, you came out of the lineup and then you come back in, obviously, last game? Like, are those difficult conversations with the coach, or it's just part of the business?
I mean, I'll keep that obviously between us. There's, some other things, I guess, just, going on behind the scenes. Obviously, different changes for different reasons. And at the end of the day, I'll keep that between, what's going on behind closed doors.
Now that Braden's on.
I was just going to say, sometimes when a team's up 3-1 or down 3-1, it's because they're getting smoked. That's obviously not the case in this series. So what are the positives? What are the actual on-ice things you can say, hey, we've been pretty good at this, that you can take into tonight?
Well, I think obviously we're getting some chances. Obviously, their goalie's playing real good, and they're doing a good job in front of the net. So I think, continue to throw pucks to the net, but try to, work a little harder getting to the inside. Maybe a little more traffic. Obviously, you look at every game around the league for the most part. I mean, there's the odd nice goal, but most of them are pretty greasy goals. So yeah, I think just continue to do what we're doing, throwing pucks to the net, but a little more traffic. And on top of that, obviously they got a couple of real elite players over there that are doing a good job for them this series. So better job on them, and that's not on one guy or anyone in particular in the room. That's on all of us together.
Now that Braden is on block, what is he saying to you before tonight's game, or have you talked to him yet today?
I talked to him this morning. He's probably getting on the ice right away. I think I don't even know. He's living the worlds right now, so he's playing. I don't even know who they're playing. France or someone like that. Maybe not. But I talked to him this morning. He's having a good time over there, and just obviously they're all paying attention. I know I've been over over at the World Championships a handful of times, and guys always pay attention of playoff hockey, what's going on over there, and have games on. So it's no different. They're talking about it. Well, obviously he's rooting for the Jets now. There's no question about that.